Sarah. I never got the pages from you in the email, and I just want to make sure we have the same edition. So mine says Level 1, Part 1, and Integrated Chinese. So if you open up your book, and you come to the first section, you're going to see a table of contents, and then if you just keep going, I'm going to go to the introduction section, and yours should say a Chinese syllable is composed of an initial and a final. And we talked about that before. If you remember, I said that Chinese finals, they're usually a vowel sound, or they can be some of the nasal sounds like those kind of sounds. You don't have a P at the end of a sound or something like that. So it says that there are 6 simple finals in my book here, Part A. So here's, this is what sometimes is difficult. You look at it and you think, oh, it's just A, O, E, whatever. But it's like A, O, E, U. So we're doing the vowel sounds the same. So when you turn the page, you should see the initials. Okay, so it says that this uses a pinyin system, which is like the ABC written, and it says there are 21 initial consonants in Chinese. So number 1, b, p, m, f. Okay. Number 2, th, t, n, l. Okay. 3, g, k, h. And then we have j. So you see these J, Q, X. We're coming back to those because it's not pronounced like you would think that they are. And again, the Z, C, S, the ZH, CH, and SH, we're going to work on those. But I want to make sure your book says the same thing as mine. There's a lot of practice in here, and I want to know if you feel comfortable without doing that review, because we did a lot of those kinds of sounds first, okay, or not. And then how you feel about the combination sounds, okay. So for today, just so we're not, we already did 4 tones and all of that. And if you look on page 16, hopefully if yours is the same as mine, you can see first tone, second tone, third tone, fourth tone. So we have ah, 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 ah. It shows you like the register. So if you would say like ah, so from 5 down to 1. So you have ah, 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 ah. So if you can practice that also. And we're going to do some more tone practice, because I want you to see if you can tell what I am saying. Okay. And then in the Chinese writing section, so page 20, if yours says Chinese writing system, the formation of Chinese characters. So just like we said, it's like a pictograph. It gives you some examples there. And so you can see ren, man, shan, mountain. I also gave you some of these pictographs before so that you could kind of see. And the radicals, we talked about radicals, okay? So none of those things are new to you, but I need to know how comfortable you feel going on from here, okay? And this book is talking about the basic radicals, okay? So on page 22, you can see ren. So when we talk about ren, we have the, the character, but then if we put it beside of a word, beside of a word, we're not going to just have it look like, you know, this or this. It's just one little piece with one line. So the radical means that it's beside of another character. So here it just gives you examples of ni and ta. Okay, ni and ta, you and him or them. Okay, so the second radical is dao. Dao. Dao by itself is like a knife. Okay, so it almost looks like you're chopping. Okay, that when it's in parentheses like that, that means that that is what you see if it's beside of another word or another character. Okay, so it says that this is an example like fen and dao. So in fen, it's in the bottom, and it really has nothing directly to do with it. But if you say you want to divide something, well, fen gei ni, I want to divide this up and give it to you. So how am I going to divide it? I'm going to cut it. I'm going to make it separated somehow. So knife kind of blends in with that. And the second one, dao. On the right-hand side, you'll see the two lines that represent dao, okay? But here, it's lending its sound. It has nothing to do with a knife, nothing to do with cutting, nothing to do with separation. It's just the fact that it's lending the sound. It's telling you that this sound is similar. So instead of dao, it's dao. This means I've arrived. So, 你什么时候到? When will you get here? When will you arrive? So I can say, Sarah, 你什么时候会到 West Virginia? When will you arrive in West Virginia? Or when will you come to West Virginia? Okay? So the third one is li. It says power, but it can also mean strength, okay? It gives you examples, but we're not going to do all of those examples because some of those words are pretty difficult. But when you see li, usually it means power in some way. Sometimes it lends its sound and sometimes it does not, okay? So on the fourth one, yo, yo, yo. Okay, so here it's like, here it says right hand, like you would say, yo, bien, the right hand side. Yo, show, show means hand. Yo, show. Okay, so on these two radicals, though, you can see the first one is 朋友. This yo, 朋友, means friend. So here it's lending its sound. It doesn't have anything to do with being right or left or anything, but the yo is there. Okay, so we've talked about the fifth one before, ko. So because we said aw, looks like a mouth, right? So here it's says jiao, which we've also talked about that word before, because it has the box beside, because you're calling someone. So it has to do with mouth. And then ke, I told you kids like Coca-Cola because it's like Coca-Cola, and you drink, it makes your mouth happy. Okay, so sixth, you'll notice it's similar to ko, but it's bigger and it's more of a square box. This is wei, wei, 围起来. So if I have, to be careful, I'll move my stuff. If I have this mouse and I put like a little fence around it, 围, 我围起来了. I put it around it. So here, this looks like a fence or a box, right? It goes around something, okay? 土 is earth. So it almost, I always thought it looked like a plant sticking out of the ground, you know. Sunset, 西, da. Okay, da is pretty easy, right? It's like a person with big, okay. Nu. So lady, we talked about that before. It almost looks like she's bowing. Okay, 子, we talked about that before. Child. Okay. 寸, 寸. Here you see that C, it's not kun, but 寸, 寸. Okay, this is like an inch. 少, 少, small. 公, 公. Now this doesn't mean that you have to memorize all this vocabulary right now. This is just talking about the radicals that they can use on the sides. Okay. 邀, 公, 心. Now this one, 17, you'll see more often. 心, okay, so heart. And in parentheses, you can see what the radical looks like, okay? So the one beside of it you can see is like 忙 and 快. So if my heart is busy, or if I'm really trying to do as fast as I can, it has to do with my heart. I'm putting my heart into it, right? So all of these things, okay? So 歌 手 hand. It almost looks like something grabbing. Okay, 手 日 day, 月 so month. Okay, 木 wood. We said it looks like a tree, right? 水, we've learned that word before, right? 火, which is like fire. Okay, so here in between the parentheses, you see the 4 little lines underneath. That's because when they cooked in the old times, they just had stuff on a fire. So the fire would be underneath the fish or underneath whatever was cooking. And those 4 things, the flames, that's the fire. So 火, it becomes underneath when it becomes a radical. So, 田 is field. 目, we talked about that one, the eyes, right? Like they're looking at you. Okay. 是 me. Ear. Kind of looks like an ear, right? And then 30 is E. So this is like clothing. Has to do with clothing. Yen. We talked about that one too. Has to do with language and everything. Now in traditional Chinese, that doesn't change. It still looks the same. One dip, the lines in the mouth. But in simplified, it's just the little squiggle line. Okay, like you see here, yen. And then bei. So this is like a shell, which is what they used to use for money. So that's why like this is inside the character for expensive, because if it used a lot of seashells, you had to pay a lot of money. That was their money. Okay, so I'm going to come back and we're going to look at some of the vocabulary for lesson 1. Okay.